Mute you all. All right. Good morning. Welcome to the call. Welcome to Mind Your Own Business. I am your host, Dr. Erin, high performance business coach and the success psychologist. We're going to talk about energy today and what the science and the research says about what's energy got to do with it? What's energy got to do with growing a business? What's energy got to do with being happy? And turns out, of course, everything. And I will tell you this. This is what we're not talking about. We're not talking about faking your energy. We're not talking about being a caricature of yourself. We're not talking about anyone having to have the kind of energy that I do. We're talking about how do high performers, the best of the best, seem to have energy. And it's the most fascinating thing. I used to think it was only available for the lucky ones or the ones that were born that way. And I had clinical depression. So I was not this version of Erin. You didn't know me back then. No one here has known me as that. I never smiled. I wasn't happy. I actually was terribly depressed. I had a resting bee face. You know what that means, where everyone thought I was a jerk. And really, I'm just the sweetest person that was just riddled with fear. And so I'm so excited to talk about energy because it's actually something that's in your control. And there's a great saying from one of our mentors. Pamela and I follow him very, very closely, Brendon Burchard. And he studied high performers. I'll tell you the saying, and it's, the power plant doesn't have energy, it generates energy. And so I want to teach you today how to generate energy for yourself. Isn't that exciting? That you're going to be able to learn how to actually generate energy when you need it. The thing about high performers is they don't burn out. It's the most fascinating thing, isn't it? I think that's what people fear about success. They feel like they're going to sacrifice the things that matter to them most, like their health and their family. They're going to decimate the things that matter to them most. They're going to reach this success and say, what's the first name of my child? Like I've forgotten them all completely. Like that doesn't happen. If you look at the Oprahs of the world, they have sustainable success. They don't crash and burn. It's fascinating to me. So I've heard it said also, if you have an Olympic level sized dream, you're going to need Olympic level sized energy. So a lot of us have some really big dreams, and energy is the thing that we need to manage. So one of my coaching clients is an energy master. And really what she helps people understand is energy is either, think of things in your life as either withdrawals or deposits. The people you spend time with, the things you do, your environment, what you put in your body. So we're not actually talking about productivity and time management when we talk about energy. We're not talking about productivity. We're talking about energy management. So I want to, I forgot my little book. Just a sec. Hold, please. Just a second. Hold, please. Okay. So Brendon Burchard did this big study on high performers and 3,000 of them across the world. And there's 6 habits of high performers. And one of them is, and they have energy. Okay. So it's actually one of the pillars. And I'll find that. Just a second. Okay. Let me read you this and I'm going to teach you how. Okay. CEOs and senior executives have the highest energy, significantly higher than those in other roles like managers, entry-level workers, students, and caregivers. This holds true even when we control for age. In a stunning finding, CEOs and senior executives have energy equivalent to that of professional athletes. It turns out that to make it to CEO, you have to care about your energy as much as an NFL quarterback does, because it takes about the same level of energy. Bottom line, the more energy someone has, the more likely they are to be happy and climb to the top of their primary field of interest. So there's 3 pillars of energy, and then I'm going to share with you the ladder of vibrancy. So the 3 pillars, what do? Masters of energy master their transitions. So I want you to write that down. Master my transitions. So in between appointments, in between this Zoom call and what you've got next, These are 4 words you can say that Brendon shares that can help you master your transition. And it is release tension, set intention. So every time a master of their energy has a transition, they're not fretting and fleeing to the next thing. They're not plopping down and saying, okay, hi everyone, it's Dr. Erin, I'm here. Okay. They don't bring that energy to the table. You've been around people like that. If you want to be a leader, you cannot bring that energy to the table. So what do? We master our transition in between everything we do, or every role, or every different hat we play. You better believe I've trained my brain before I enter my house. I've trained it. It's a doorway transition. It's what kind of wife do I want to enter that door with? And I don't do it every time, but I do it most of the time. Okay, how do I want to enter my house and my children? I'm going to a coffee meeting. What energy do I want to bring? I'm setting my intention. For 25 years, Oprah, who's Brendon's coach as well, she started every meeting at Harpo Studios with the same question for her staff, 25 years. And it was, and I imagine she would say it like this: what is your intention for this meeting, right? What is your intention for this meeting? So we've got to master the transition. So every transition you have, which is like 16 of them, if you're awake for 16 hours a day, you have an ability to put a withdrawal into your energy bank account. Isn't that interesting? So high performers, they don't need to go on a vacation for a week to get their energy back. They don't need a massage to get their energy back. They do those because they joyfully want to get a massage and go on vacation. They joyfully do those things. It's fascinating. They don't need an escape. They're constantly filling their energy tank. So they master transitions. Okay. The second thing they do is they bring the joy. They actually intentionally bring the joy. Well, how do you do that? It's almost like they are consciously doubling down on their goodness. They are consciously asking, what value can I bring to this situation? They're like conscious goodness spreaders. Conscious goodness spreaders. I want to give you a tip that you can start implementing right now that will grow your business and just make you a really great human being in the process. It's called the 3-minute miracle. And this is from the guy who's married to Sarah Blakely, who owns Spanx. Joey Spitzler or something is his last name. He calls it the 3-minute miracle. And I've been doing this for years, but I didn't know what to call it. I want you to think of 3 people every day that you can just think of and let them know you're thinking of them and send them a message. Brendon does this every single day to about 4 or 5 people. So if I see something that makes me think of Jennifer, I'm going to send her something and be like, oh my gosh, look at this. Or I might send her a funny meme, or I'm just letting her know I'm thinking about her. Do you understand the kind of investment you're adding into your relationship bank accounts, your relationship capital by doing that? You do that, and all of a sudden, you become this magnet of awesomeness. People want to be around you. And I'm sure a lot of you love people in that way, but be more intentional about it. I'm constantly, all day, like, thinking of you. I just saw this funny thing. I know you love llamas, and I found the funniest llama meme. People know they're valued then. You cannot have influence without connection. So if you want to be an influencer and attract people into your business, which you do, and life, and teach people how to think about things, which is what influencers do, you have to be attractive. So you're going to bring the joy. Okay. So you're going to actually generate energy through the power of habit. You're going to generate energy through the power of these habits. This is just now how I live. I just send messages to people because that's just how I live. And I've been doing it for a long time. And guess what? People really like me and they want to be around me. And guess what? It gives me tons of energy. It's like an energy drop in my bank account when I go and love on people. 3-minute miracles. It'll take you 3 minutes a day. Okay. Okay. The last thing they do is they optimize health. I think we have something for that. So interesting. Okay. We know the richest, most vibrant, most happy people do not, in Ron Williams terms, step over their health. I love this quote from Ron Williams. No one achieves greatness by stepping over their health. No one achieves greatness by stepping over their health. No one leaves a legacy by stepping over their health. And Ron Williams has said, if you step over your health, you will land in sickness, disease, or addiction. Guess what? Our country is the most addicted country of any country. We have 9% of the population and we have 80% of the opiate use, okay? People need to get addicted to health, our mission. So let's talk about optimizing health. This is the research all in one little thing. So I want you to draw out a ladder with 6 rungs. It's called the ladder of vibrancy. And I want you to think about kind of where you're doing great in your life and where you can add value to your life and work on things. 6 rungs. The first rung, I want you to write 1 to 2. The most happy, successful people take 1 to 2 breaks every hour. Now this, maybe unless you're adding value to people, this is not a break. Look at me, everyone. This is not a break. That's not a break. A break is connecting to your higher power. A break is going down and saying hi to the river. A break is petting your dog. A break is doing 10 squats. A break is drinking some water, okay? Every hour. This has been really hard for me in quarantine to figure out how to find my transition times. Write this down. Transitions are powerful spaces of freedom between activities. This is what Pamela teaches people. Transitions are powerful spaces of freedom between activities. Okay. The next rung is 2 to 4. 2 to 4 beautiful, healthy meals a day. Now, if you're an athlete, if you're weirdo like me, this does not apply, right? I'm eating a lot. I'm eating 6 times a day. But generally speaking, most Americans don't need more opportunities to graze. Can I get an amen? Okay, so 2 to 4 beautiful meals a day. We've got a program for that. We know exactly what to do, so we can crush that as well. 2 to 4. The next rung of the ladder is 4 to 5. 4 to 5. This is 4 to 5 liters of water a day. You will not float downstream. You will not drown. You will not get water toxicity. It's about a gallon. You will pee a lot, and that's what you will do. So 4 to 5. I say you got to drink your way to success, baby. Drink your way to success. Okay, 5 to 6. 5 to 6 is the next rung on the ladder, and that's 5 to 6 workouts a week. The most successful, happy people work out the most. They don't get successful because they're just skipping their workouts. And we know workout means move your body for 20 minutes. We don't care how, just move your body. I don't care how. Even if you stretch, most of us humans are not even stretching, okay? So 20 minutes a day, 5 to 6 times a week. The next rung of the ladder is 6 to 7. They meditate 6 to 7 times a week. Now, a meditation can be 2 minutes. It can be saying the words release, release, release. It can be saying a mantra. It can be just breathing. It can be locking yourself in the closet. It can be whatever it needs to be, okay? 6 to 7 times a week. So once a day, a couple minutes a day. That's where we can start. You can find the Calm app. That's a really popular one. They can walk you through it if you can't walk yourself through it. And I want you to understand there's no goal in meditating. The goal is to just be and non-judgmentally be. And whatever comes up, okay? So you can't get that wrong. And then the last one, 7 to 9, you probably all have thought, you probably all know what that is, but it's 7 to 9 hours of sleep. I know, you're like, please, please sleep. So this is what we say. Drink your way to success and sleep your way to the top. That's right, baby. Drink your way to success and sleep your way to the top. Again, the successful people in the world are not successful because they're finding more hours because they're not sleeping. It doesn't work that way. Arianna Huffington did all the research in the Sleep Revolution book. If you want to argue about this and say, but I can get by on 5 or 4 hours. No, we're not here to get by because we're not going to crash and burn. So if you're not going to crash and burn 2 years down the road and have terrible health, then you've got to have sustainable success for decades. We've got to sleep. And what happens when we sleep, it's called the dishwasher effect. It's like it wrings out the toxins, environmental and psychological and mental and emotional, of your day. We need that. So we cannot skimp on our sleep. So that's it. That is the ladder of vibrancy. And I want you really to pair up. Again, when I'm on the treadmill and I say, look at me growing my empire, that's because I know this. I know this to be true, right? Okay, so again, energy is not being someone that's not you. When you are having meetings or you're going on Facebook and you're going live, I do want you to do you times 2. And what I mean by that is I just want you to up your energy a little bit. I want you to be intentional about, I'm focused, I'm present. Who wants to be on a Facebook Live where I'm like, hi, so the 3 tips for energy management. No, it's like, hey everyone, I've got 3 tips for energy management for you. I'm going to smile a little. It's going to be you times 2. It's just another level. It's not a cartoon or circus level of you. You don't have to be that. I love Pamela's energy. Pamela's energy is the yin to my yang, but that doesn't mean she's not present and she shows up. And when you're with her, you feel like the most important human on the planet. So energy is not about energy, right? It's about presence. And I want you to really focus on that and watch what it does in terms of the people you start attracting to your life. So again, 3 tips. Release tension, set intention. So high performers master their energy by mastering transitions. They 2, bring the joy. And they 3, optimize their health. Thank you for joining, and I'll open it up for discussion.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good to see you, Sue.
Thank you.
Thoughts?
Say something, and I'm sorry I'm going to have to go in about 6 minutes because I've got a conference call, but I will tell you that I have been really focusing on sleep because I've had the time off and I don't have the stress that I usually have. So I have this sleep app, and believe it or not, you wear your watch at night and it's pretty accurate. If you would have asked me 2 months ago, how do you sleep? I would have said, like a dead person. I sleep great. But I wasn't really. So now that I pay attention to it, I prepare to sleep. I do so many things just to make sure that my sleep is good. And I'll get up to go to the bathroom sometimes, and then I'm like, give myself permission to go back to sleep, which I would never do before.
Nice.
So it's made a huge difference in my clarity.
In your clarity, I was going to ask how you've seen it show up for you.
Yeah, I think it's so much better. And I've given myself permission to sleep.
Kelly, what do you do to prepare to sleep?
I get the room cold and quiet. I make sure that, the temp's down and I'm in bed in whatever, my pajamas, whatever your comfort zone is. I really prepare that time. I don't just go fall in bed. And sometimes reading to me, I read and then I just clonk out. I can't watch TV, and I got to be very sensitive. Mike sometimes likes to watch shows that I don't like to watch that late at night. So really what's going in my head, reading the Bible to me helps, and preparing to sleep, not just going to sleep. But almost like you said, eating beautiful meals. It's having beautiful sleep, really preparing for that. And that app does give you that too. You can monitor how long it takes you to fall asleep. So that app's really helpful.
What's the app, Kelly?
It's just called the Sleep app. I'll double check it and I'll send it.
Sleep app.
It's the Sleep app.
Brilliant brand. Love it.
It's a black round thing, and then it's got this yellow, like the moon circle is the thing for it.
That's beautiful, Kelly. Thank you for sharing that. I give myself permission to have beautiful sleep.
Yep.
I mean, it's amazing.
I love that, Kelly. It's doing it with intention,
Yep.
It's not just like, all right, it's bedtime, and you can go about and not watch the TV shows and not do these other things and put your pajamas on and still plop in bed, but you're very conscious about doing it with intention. So I love that.
Yeah, Bill, did you find the app there?
there. Actually, I use same idea, my watch, and it attaches, and gives me all the sleepy stuff. And I set some alarms, at 10 that says prepare, like close down things. And when I was in Texas, I had a real good schedule of, like you're saying, before bed and what do I drink and preparing my stuff, and a meditation on with headsets, because we live in a tiny house, so you can't have, I haven't done that here yet. And I was just telling Erin, for the first time in about 2 weeks, I'm going to sleep in my bed with my partner on time and not be with, the dying dog thing. And I'm excited about that. I think I needed to hear what you just said there, Kelly. I totally appreciate sleep, and did ever since I realized what happens during sleep. I covet it. But I think today I told Erin is my transition day to some healthy practices that I had hoped to start July 1st. And I think hearing you is going to help me get to bed so I can get up. And I really want to shift my about 2 hours from nighttime stuff, which is all bad, to morning stuff, which is almost always good, and it's just darkness to daylight. So I'm gonna call on you tonight, Kelly. Thank you for that.
Wow.
I'm here for you, baby. It's good to see you.
You always have been, since Kelly and I and her husband met, eating a hot dog from a truck out of the back of my car in Dallas, right?
Really?
Day one.
Day one
Day
of
one.
Euphoria. We were up there for the first time. We were all in Dallas at the plant. And we had these he had like 3 food trucks. He needed like 15. Everyone's in line forever, and there's nowhere to eat. There's no picnic tables or anything. I'm like, back of my car goes up, and I'm like, hey, hi, who are you? And we met.
Oh.
Love it.
It's awesome, Jobelle.
We had our own tailgate.
Jobelle, you've got great energy. You do. You have good energy.
Thank you. Cool.
You guys, I'm so sorry. I got to run right now. I got to
Bye,
call at
Kelly.
11. But
Thanks for
Thank
coming
you,
and
thank you,
adding
thank
so
you.
much value.
and these are every week then, at the same time?
Yeah,
We miss him, Kelly.
Thank you.
Bye, Kelly.
Come
Thank
back
you,
to
thank
the
you.
tribe.
Something that our 30-day challenge will really help people with when they eliminate alcohol is alcohol. People think, it puts them to sleep,
Yeah.
and it might at the beginning, but it's actually a central nervous system stimulant. And
Yep.
so people think it's a depressant, but
Yep.
it's both. But in terms of your sleep, it kicks in hours later and wakes them up. And
Right.
so it's not doing any real good service. And so also, if people struggle with mood problems because alcohol's a central nervous system depressant, that's like throwing gasoline on the fire.
Yeah. Yeah, Erin, that 90-day thing helped me so much. It's funny. I mean, I know we're doing 30-day segments, and I've got a couple folks doing it with me that I got to catch up to today and love on them a little bit. Because I did. I put the alcohol away. I had the evenings. I shifted so much stuff, and I found things that worked. And then I come back and my life got a bit hectic, and I stopped doing them, even though they worked. Just like what you're saying, it's like, what are the things? And I love all the Brendan stuff, but each of us has to figure out what actually creates positive outcomes for you. It's different than for me. But once you know it works, like why as humans then don't we do it? Why don't we choose what works? I'm just killing myself having a conversation with myself over the last month going, Joe, these things worked. Why do you stop doing them?
Because life gets in the way.
It does, Sue. And yet the funny thing is, if we do the things that work, we're better prepared to handle the stuff of life, the challenging stuff, right, that is in the way. And then you snap back into what works. And it cracks me up. I'm like, why are we so silly as humans? Why am I
Very
so
silly.
as a human?
Humans are
You're
very
no different than anybody else, though. We all
No.
did the same thing.
Oh, how
I think
human
we
of
do.
me.
Yeah. One thing that's also fun, Erin, is the book, The 5 a.m. Club. I don't know if any of you read it. I'm like, in my life, after 10 years in the Marine Corps, I will never be a member of the 5 a.m. Club.
No.
But I said, what if I was a member of
I
the
will not
7
either.
a.m. Club?
Yeah.
What if I was a member of
Right,
the 6:30 a.m.
Use
Club?
the idea, right? High performers all
Yeah.
do the kind of same thing the first hour of their day. They don't react, they create. They're
Yeah.
pouring into their energy tank. So
Just like
getting-
this.
yeah,
Own
getting
your
on
morning,
phone.
own your day. Own
Yeah.
your day, Own your business. Own your business. Own those practices. Today, I'm moving to put everything from my consulting away for the rest of July, and I'm going to throw 2 hours of Euphoria as the first business thing I do. You know.
Oh, wow.
12 to 2. Yeah, I'm excited about it. Yeah, and it's going to become a habit. It's going to be exactly what you just gave me. You know.
Freedom and habits. Freedom.
Yeah.
And yeah, love it. Thank you. Anyone else?
I don't know.
Thank you so much, Erin. I really appreciate this. And I'm glad that we're not in a classroom and I'm sitting next to Pam, because you'd have to separate us, because I was watching her during this whole Zoom meeting and she was cracking me up. It's funny because yesterday because I too have a day job, and I actually had a little time to myself, and this completely, reiterates everything that I did. I ended up going to, now that I've got my little home business more and I'm in my little office space, I wanted to make my office space inviting, right? Energy. And I didn't realize that's exactly what I was doing. You actually put words to it, and I created, as you can see, you and Garth are little guardian angels over my shoulder here up on stuff with my little and my practitioner, but all the little things that matter to me, right? And so I kind of reorganized my office space, and I ended up buying some flowers for my backyard, and I ended up doing some planning. And I have to tell you, it's exactly what you were talking about. I actually felt more energized. It was really opposite. When I was time to go to bed, I was pooped. It was time. I went to bed. I slept great. But this is wonderful. I really do appreciate this. This is like a total gold nugget for me today. So thank you.
I'm so glad.
I'm glad I could make you laugh, Jennifer.
I mean,
It's when you were gone, Erin. We were making silliness.
You said hold that thought. We're like,
Freezing.
oh, jeez. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love it. Well, you are such a blessing. Thank you for hopping on today.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Have a good
Bye.
day.
Bye, Sue.
Thank you. Bye.